In our celebrity-obsessed culture, there seems more gossip about than ever. Magazines packed with fat stars, skinny stars, stars falling over. They fly off the shelves every week. And websites dealing in rumours as much as facts have never been more popular. Of course, the Westminster rumour mill has been turning a fair few years too. Remember the Profumo scandal? And John Major and Edwina Currie. But is it turning faster? And are the rumours getting worse? The great leader Spin Doctor was forced to quit after details emerged of untrue stories he'd been thinking of spreading. One of the targets of the smears complained this week that the PM still hadn't done enough to make amends.
Would the Prime Minister like to take this opportunity to apologise to me for what happened?
Yes, and I have said sorry that this has happened.
But has the job of Spin Doctor always been about boosting their master, whatever the cost?
If that's where you want to go, if that's the standards you want to pursue, you carry on doing it.
Should we really be so shocked when the dirty dealings are exposed? And would we really like a political world without the gossip? And we're joined by David Guest, a Hollywood insider who knows all about gossip. Welcome to This Week. Good to have you on, David. Now, two questions to start off. Are we more gossipy than ever? And is the nature of gossip changing?
I think we are more gossipy than ever. People make up things just to get attention. And also, they're finding that there's big bucks in making up stories about someone, even if they're not true. I learned a long time ago from two people, Elizabeth Taylor and my cousin Minge, who was a fan dancer and a stripper, and she ended up being a prostitute, but that doesn't have anything to do with it. What happened was, they told me, don't pay attention, don't read it, and if it is something that's untrue, go to your lawyer and sue, and that's what I do.
Has the web, has email changed the nature of gossip?
Absolutely. People will send something to someone, make it up, someone will send it to another person, then they'll send it to someone who has a column. I remember recently there was a column that you could only read online, and they wrote something about my show, and totally untrue. And it was picked up by another internet paper, and my lawyer Sheridan sued him, and I got more than I did for the whole concert. I was a very happy man.
So you can make money out of gossip.
Oh,
I suppose in a sense...
retractions as well.
What the net has done, and email in particular, in a sense it's made gossip more democratic. I mean, gossip before was often among insiders, that people would meet in fancy restaurants in LA and whisper about each other or about other stars. Now they put it on emails, and for some reason, we always end up getting the emails. They always come into the public domain.
Yeah, it's intentional.
So
it's intentional. It's intentional to hurt people's careers, to get back at somebody. And I find it very foul because so much of it is untrue. When you look at two people like David Beckham and Victoria Beckham, they're so classy, they never pay attention to it, and unless it's something that's very hurtful, then they would sue. But they don't go out of their way to attract attention, they just get it.
Are we becoming more gossipy as a society, Michael?
Yes, I think everything that David has said is absolutely right. It's to do with technology, it's to do with the money, it's to do with the business of promoting gossip. You know, there are a lot of people out there who are prepared to sponsor people who take a bit of gossip to a newspaper. It's a very good way to afford.
And is it also getting nastier?
Well, I think it's partly about the celebrity culture. I don't think it's getting nastier. I mean, in Westminster, gossip's always been a feature of Westminster life. If you read the diaries of Chips Channon, they are just gossip. But what used to be gossip that you'd hear in the bar, or if you were a Tory at some country house or whatever, if you were Labour in a bar, now it goes on the internet and the world knows. It's not that the
So
gossip...
that is the democratisation of gossip.
That's the democratisation of gossip. But what was insider information is now everybody could go online and see it.
In the McBride case, I think it was a kind of a new frontier to be spreading gossip about people's wives, for example.
Well, as George Galloway pointed out, even the mafia doesn't usually try to kill the other side's wives.
Well, this is true.
David, you talked about how it was possible.
Can I just add one thing? And what we do get from all this is the classy people. When you look at Valerie Hobson, great English actress, who went through that terrible thing with the Profumo.
Yes, because she was married to Profumo.
She never left him, and she showed, who knows what went on behind closed doors, but look at Hillary Clinton. I mean, you know, she stayed by, even though you know she had to be mortified at what happened, but you gained so much respect for the wives from this, or if it's the opposite, the gentleman.
David talked about how you could make money and spread gossip that isn't true. But isn't it the case that the best kind of gossip has at least an element of truth in it?
Well, some gossip is so good you don't care if it's true or not. And I won't repeat it because the laws of libel prevent me from...
Could you repeat it?
No, laws of libel prevent me. But I've heard gossip about members of Parliament, which is so good you don't care if it's true.
Are there any boundaries now, then, after the McPoison emails?
Oh, I think the McPoison emails have set new boundaries. This thing about people's wives. And the other thing people forget about gossip when it comes to MPs is people's children have... Nowadays, people's children will hear about it and have to read it, and that's appalling.
You see, the thing about these McPoison emails that have come out here is that when politicians keep on saying to journalists like me, you should be talking about the issues rather than the personalities... From now on, I'm just going to show them the copies of these emails and say, well, why don't you do it yourselves? Because they seem to be more interested.
Well, if they put themselves into it, they're going to have to pay the price. That's the whole story.
I think as ideology has drained away from politics, perhaps gossip has taken its place.
Did you ever think, when your government got elected in '97, that it would end up having, in essence, a Nixonian dirty tricks element at the heart of Downing Street?
I could never have imagined it, no.
And I'm not surprised, because neither could I. David, what are you up to these days?
I'm going on tour with a show called David Guest, My Life, 45 cities, with the Temptations, Dennis Edwards, Temptations Review, the Stylistics with the real lead singer, Russell Tompkins Jr., Billy Paul, Percy Sledge, Denise Williams. I got to get them all in.
You're making it up.
No,
you can't get all these
there's
together.
10 acts. 10 acts.
Fantastic.
And I have my dance team, because I do a quadruple flip called the Test Tickle Dancers. Well, the leader's name is Test Tickle. And
I think we're going to leave it there.
Okay.